Okay, so we are discussing about the properties of S parameters yesterday, and we have discussed what is reciprocal network, symmetrical network, and so unitary property, zero property, and all. Okay, so now we'll discuss analysis of this reciprocal network. So if I want to find out the magnitude and phase of a particular S parameters, how we can able to find it out. Okay, so that analysis we'll going to see. Analysis of, so we can say symmetrical as well as reciprocal. Okay, symmetrical, reciprocal, and lossless. Okay, so we'll analyze symmetrical, reciprocal, and lossless network. So now we have seen symmetrical network. So if S11 equal to S22, so that gives a symmetrical network. So where the impedance of the two ports will be equal. Okay, so if I have the two port network like this, so now if I the network if my network is symmetrical, then the impedance at port 1 and impedance at port 2 which are equal. Okay, so that is what, so S11 which will be equal to S22, so that gives the symmetrical network. And reciprocal network means, so whatever the gain which we will going to get, so from port 1 to port 2 or port 2 to port 1, those will be equal. So that is what reciprocal. And we have seen the lossless network. If it satisfies zero property and unitary property, so then we can say that network is lossless. So this is what we have discussed. So now for analysis, so let us apply the conditions for this symmetrical, reciprocal, and lossless network. So we have the condition, as I said, S11 equal to S22, which gives the symmetrical property, and for reciprocal we have S12 which is equal to S21, and we have the unitary property. So where we'll multiply the, so if I have like S11, S12, S21 and S22, so if you have a two port network, now if I apply the unitary property, so you will be having S11 complex conjugate plus, so S21 into S21 complex conjugate, that is I am multiplying the column with the same complex conjugate of the same column, so this will give 1. So this is what unitary property. Okay, so this we can write, if I take the magnitude of this one, I can write this one S11 square plus S21 square, so this is equal to 1. So let us take this equation number 1, equation number 2, and this is equation number 3. So now similarly, if I apply the zero property, so we will going to get, that is, okay, so if I apply the zero property, we will get S11. So if I multiply the row with the complex conjugate of another row, that is S11 into S21 complex conjugate plus S12 into S22 complex conjugate. Okay, so that will be equal to 0. So this is what we will call it as the zero property. Okay, so this we have seen. So 1, 2, 3, 4 equations. So now we can, let us represent, in order to find out the phase and the magnitude, so let us represent that S11 parameter as the magnitude of this one, and the phase we can represent it as theta 11. Okay, and similarly we have S22, we can represent it as S22 magnitude and e power j theta 22. And similarly we can represent the S21 and S12. Okay, so this is S12, so e power j theta 12, and similarly S21, which will be having S21 magnitude into e power j theta 21. Okay, so now we can have this phase and magnitude representations. So now from, you can see from equation 3, okay, so from equation 3 we can write, so what we can write, if I want the magnitude of S11, okay, so what we can write, in terms of S21 we can able to write, so that will be equal to square root of 1 minus S21 square. I can write like that. Okay. So now we can have the magnitude of S11. If I know the magnitude of S21, we can able to calculate it. So now without knowing that, so let us see how we can able to calculate the phase. Okay. So this is about the magnitude, and we can also find out what is the phase of this one. Okay. So let us take this zero property which is given here. So let us take that equation and we can solve for the phase. Okay, so let us take the zero property whatever we have seen, that is S11 into S21 complex conjugate plus S12 into S22 complex conjugate, which is equal to 0. So now substitute all the parameters in terms of its magnitude and phase. So what we will going to get? S11 into e power j theta 11. Okay, so this is S11. So now S21 complex conjugate is S21, so we can take the magnitude S21 into, so since it is a complex conjugate, it will give e power minus j theta 21. Similarly, plus S12 magnitude, okay, so into e power j theta 12, so into, so S22 magnitude into e power minus j theta 22, which is equal to 0. So since we have a complex conjugate of S22, we are getting e power minus j theta 22. Okay. So now we can take, so since we have seen S11 in terms of S21 we can write. Okay. So that we can write, so even we can have this S12 which is equal to S21 because of the reciprocity. So our reciprocal network, we can replace S12 or S21 by its corresponding equivalent. Okay. So now if I do that one, so what we will get? So we will going to get S11 magnitude into e power j theta 1. Okay. So this into, so let us take this one S21 itself, and this will replace it by S21. Okay. So S21 magnitude into e power minus j theta 21 plus, so here we can replace S21 magnitude. Okay. So now if I replace S21 magnitude, so with corresponding the corresponding with even theta. Okay. So into S22 magnitude into e power minus j theta 2. Okay. So this is what, which is equal to 0. So now we can take this S21 which is common. Okay. So we can take S21 common magnitude and e power j theta 21. Or we can have, so only the magnitudes if I take the common term. Okay. So since here it is minus and here it is plus, so we'll take only the magnitudes common. Okay. So if I take magnitudes common, S11, so into, so here we can write S21 magnitude into e power, so if I add this one, you will get e power j theta 11 minus e power minus j theta 21. So this term I am writing. So similarly here S21 magnitude into S22 magnitude into e power j 2 theta 1 minus j theta 22. So now we can have S21 common, so we can write S11 into S21. So if I take common S21, so since here S22 we can replace also by S11. Okay. So that also we can do. So we can replace the S22 magnitude by S11. So that if I do S11 also we can take common. So instead of this we can replace the magnitude of S11. Okay. So now if I do like that, so we will going to get S11 magnitude common and also S21 magnitude common. So remaining is the terms which are having the phase terms, that is e power j theta 11 minus e power j theta 21 plus e power j theta 21 minus so j theta 22, so which is equal to 0. So this is the magnitude and phase terms. So now we can replace this magnitude terms which we know. So even we can write S11 into the square root of 1 minus, so okay, S11 we can replace the in terms of S21, so we can write that square root of 1 minus S21 square, okay, so this into S21, so and this term whatever it is remaining, so it will be as it is, it will be there, that is into e power j theta 11 minus e power j theta 21 plus e power, sorry, this one e power minus j theta 21, okay, power j theta 21 minus j theta 22, so this will be equal to 0. So now since the magnitude, so if we send it to this side, it will going to give 0. So then we'll have the equation which is in terms of theta. So in terms of theta we can write e power j theta 11, so minus theta 21, okay, so that plus e power j theta 21 minus theta 22, which is equal to 0. So now if I send this one that side, you will going to get e power j theta 11 minus theta 21, which is equal to e power minus e power j into theta 21 minus theta 22, which is equal to 0. So now we can see this minus, I can write it as e power j pi, okay, so minus j pi, so this will give cos pi minus j sin pi. So since sin pi is 0, cos pi is minus 1, so we can replace this minus sign by this one. So what you will get, e power minus j theta 11 theta minus theta 21, which is equal to e power minus j pi, so into e power j theta 21 minus theta 22. So now we can take the logarithmic for this one, so we will going to get theta 11 minus theta 21, which is equal to minus pi plus theta 21 minus theta 22. So now if I take this side theta 21 and if I send the theta 22 this side, we will going to get theta 11 plus theta 22, which is equal to minus pi plus 2 theta 21, okay. So now we can add here, so since theta always it is a multiples of 2 pi, so any angle you can take, so for any integer 1 2 3, so we can replace this angles by, so plus or minus 2 pi n, so that we can do that theta 11 plus theta 22, which is equal to minus pi plus or minus 2 n pi plus 2 theta 21. So now if I want theta 21, okay, so we can send this that side and we can get that theta 21. So what is theta 21? So this will give theta 21, which is equal to, so theta 11 plus theta 22 divided by 2, so plus, so you can have, or we can have minus pi by 2, so okay, so if I send this side, it will give plus, so you will going to get plus pi by 2 and then minus or plus n pi, okay. So this is what we will going to get theta 21, okay. So this is what we will going to get the phase for the S21 parameter. Now we have that S21 in terms of S11, we can write 1 minus S11 square. So this is what your the magnitude for the parameter S21, and this is the phase for S21 in terms of 11 and 22, okay. So this is what even we can get other parameters S12 in terms of the other parameters. So since it is the symmetrical and reciprocal network, if one parameters we know, so then we can able to find out other parameters. So why here we have gone for S11 means, so this S11 is it is not difficult to calculate because it is a input reflection coefficient. So whatever incident at the input port and whatever reflected, you will going to get directly S11. So once we know S11, we can able to get S21 easily. Okay. So that is why, so we are expressing the other parameter in terms of S11. Okay. So this is about the analysis of the reciprocal and lossless network, okay, which is symmetrical. So if you have any doubt in this, you can so ask. Otherwise, we will see how we can able to find out some particular S parameter for a particular reciprocal network. So any doubt in this? Okay, so if you have any doubt, you can ask. So let me see how we can able to find out the S parameters for a particular reciprocal network. Let us say, so we have the impedance Z. Okay, so this is representing like two-port network which is having Z. So since it is symmetrical, that is reciprocal network, so how we can find out S parameters for this? Find S parameters for this. Okay, so this Z, just Z element. So similarly, whatever we found out the ABCD parameters at low frequency, similarly we can find out S parameters for this element. Okay, so now how to find out S parameter? Just we can take the input source and the output which is matched with the Z0 and insert this one two-port network which is between source and load, so that we can analyze what are the S parameters for this one. So let us take the source which is E1, which is E1 at an angle 0, the source which is given and with an impedance of Z0. Okay, so that is the characteristic impedance at the input port. So now let us insert this one, whatever we having, so our network which we need to find out the S parameter, and we have the output load which is having a impedance of Z0. So now this is the network which we have. We need to find out, this is the value of Z, the element. Now we need to find out the S parameters for this. So now if I look at this point, so let us take that is the input impedance. Okay, and if I so consider this as a port 2 and this as a port 1. So if I have a incident voltage at port 1 V1 plus, okay, and similarly we have the reflected voltage which is V1 minus, and similarly if I have this port 2, if I consider at this point even there is no source here, so let us consider this as a port 2 and that V2 plus which is equal to 0. Okay, so we have the incident voltage V2 plus from this port 2, and similarly there is a reflection, that is V2 minus. Okay, and let us take this along the load, that is, so what is the voltage with this load? So let us take that as V2, which is equal to, if say, so since it is a reciprocal network, the current it is flowing, so I, so let us take here also which is flowing I, so we can write it that one as Z0 into I. So whatever V2 which is appearing at the load, we can write it as V2 equal to Z0 into I. And similarly E1 which will be there here, which is I can write it as I into Z0. Okay, so even if I take into consideration input, so if this complete network which is replaced by the input impedance here, okay, input impedance, so then we can write Z0 plus Zin, E1 which is I into Z0 plus Zin. Okay, so that we can replace, so that we have seen here the input impedance which will be seen from this point to the network. Okay, so now let us take, so since it is a symmetrical and reciprocal network, so we will find out what are all the parameters. We need to find out S11, S22, S12 and S21. So since it is a reciprocal network, so and symmetrical, so we have S11 equal to S22 and S21 equal to S12. Okay. So since these are all equal, any two parameters we can able to find out. So once we find out any two parameters, that will be equal to other two parameters. So now let us find S11 and S21. Okay. So what is S11? So we know the equation for S11. So general equation, it is reflection from port 1 by the incident voltage from port 1. So that is what the definition, where V2 plus which is equal to 0. So since we have already matched that one, so V2 plus is 0. So and you can also call this one as the input reflection coefficient, gamma in. And how we can find out input reflection coefficient in terms of impedance? So that is nothing but Z in minus Z naught divided by Z in plus Z naught. Okay. So now if I look at this point, the input impedance, which is what is the equivalent impedance of this network from this point, it is Z plus Z naught. So we can replace Z in, which is nothing but Z plus Z naught. Okay. So we can replace Z in, which is equal to Z plus Z naught. Okay. So now if I replace that one and if I find out the input reflection coefficient, that is nothing but your S11. Okay. So now what is gamma 1? So your gamma input reflection coefficient, which is equal to S11, which is nothing but Z in minus Z naught divided by Z in plus Z naught, which is equal to, so Z in we have find out, that is Z plus Z naught minus Z naught divided by Z plus Z naught plus Z naught. So this will give, so Z by Z plus 2 Z naught. So this is your S11, so which we have find out, that is nothing but input reflection coefficient. Now similarly we have to find out S21. So what is S21? Which is nothing but, so V2 minus divided by V1 plus. So what is the reflection at port 2 and incident with the port 1 V1 plus. So what will happen here, V2 plus equal to 0. So that we have already seen, V2 plus which you have matched. Okay. So this we can find out. First we have to find out what is V2 minus, and also we have to find out, so V1 plus. Okay. So let us take, so in order to find out that one, so we have already find out, that is E1 which is equal to I into Z in plus Z naught. That we have seen how it will be came, and we can write I is nothing but E1 by Z in plus Z naught. Okay. So now let us take in terms of reflection and the incident voltage. So let us find out what is V2, which is nothing but V2 plus V2 minus. Okay. So since V2 plus is 0, so we can write V2 is nothing but only we will be having the reflected voltage, V2 minus. Okay. So now we have already seen here what is V2. So from the network you can see here what is V2 we have find out. So with respect to the load impedance, so that we can replace here. So V2 is nothing but, so Z0 into I. Okay. So V2 minus, which is nothing but V2, which is equal to Z0 into I. Similarly we can write V1, so which is nothing but V1 plus V1 minus. Okay. So now if I take V1 plus common, so we will going to get 1 plus V1 minus by V1 plus. Okay. So which is equal to V1 plus into 1 plus, so what is V1 minus V1 plus? So this is nothing but S11. So that we have seen, so from earlier equation which we have find out S11. So this is nothing but 1 plus S11 into V1 plus. Okay. So now what is V1 actually? So you can see here, so the V1 is nothing but from this network. So here we will get the V1. Okay. So V1 is nothing but Z in into I. So however V2 we will calculate here at the input side. So if I calculate V1 here, which is nothing but Z in into I. Okay. So that we can replace that one whatever v1 which is there. So v1 we can replace, which is nothing but z in into I, so which is equal to v1 plus into 1 plus s11. Okay, so now we can find out what is v1 plus. So from this equation, so if you find out what is v1 plus, so v1 plus, from this equation we will going to get z in into I divided by 1 plus s11. So now we can see here we have find out v2 minus and we have find out v1 plus. Now if I take the ratio of v2 minus by v1 plus, we will going to get s21. Okay, so we can write s21 which is equal to v2 minus by v1 plus, so which is equal to, what is v2 minus, which is nothing but z naught I, so this divided by v1 plus is z in I divided by 1 plus s11. Okay, so now we can, I will get cancel each other, so we can write s21 as, so z naught by z in into, that is 1 plus s11 will go to the numerator, we can write z naught into 1 plus s11 by z in. So that is what your s11, that is s21. Okay, so s21 which is nothing but z naught into 1 plus s11 divided by z in. So now we can replace z in, so because we have find out already what is z in, z naught into, and also we know s11. What is s11 in terms of the impedance which we have find out, that is z by, so z plus 2 z naught, that we have find out earlier. So we can replace that s11, and z in we know z plus z naught. So this is what we will going to get for s21. So now if I simplify this one, so what we will going to get, z naught into, so we can take LCM, so z plus 2 z naught plus z. Okay, so this divided by z plus 2 z naught, so this divided by z plus z naught. Okay, so here we can take, so this one, so we will going to get z naught into 2z plus 2z naught, so this divided by z plus 2z naught, so this divided by z plus z naught. Okay, so now if I take 2 common here, so z plus z naught and z plus z naught will get cancel each other, so we will going to remain with 2z naught divided by z plus 2z naught. So this is what your s21. Okay, so now we got s11 and s21. So since it is a reciprocal network and symmetrical network, so we can write the s parameters for this element is, so s11 is this one, that is z by z plus 2z naught, and s21 we can write 2z naught divided by z plus 2z naught. And similarly, so this is equivalent to s2, so s12, so which we have written, and s21 which is nothing but 2z naught plus z plus 2z naught, and similarly s22 which is z by z plus 2z naught. So this is the actual s parameters for your the element which is z, so which is inserted between the source and the load, so in order to find out the s parameters. Okay, so this is how we can be able to find out the s parameters for a particular element. So you can try with the admittance parameter also. Okay, so you can try with this and you can see how the z parameters, that is s parameters for this, it will come. Okay, just a minute. So is it understood? Any doubt in this? So how we can able to find out the s parameters? Any doubt? Okay, so now we'll move to the next one. So you can also find out the s parameters for this one. now we'll move, so the generalized scattering parameters. Till now we have assumed that, okay, generalized scattering parameters. Okay, so now till now we have assumed that the impedance which are at the ports, okay, so port 1 and port 2 which are equal, so that is same as the port 1 impedance which is same as port 2 impedance. But in practical scenario, if I take some n port network, so all the port impedances will not be same, okay, so different ports will be having some different impedances, okay, so that's why we need to characterize generally, so with a different characteristic impedance for the different ports. So now we can write that one, so generalized the scattering parameters for the network which is having some different port impedances. So now let us take here, it is, so some two ports are there, we can generally write it as, so the incident wave which is A1 and reflected wave which is B1, okay, so which is having a the impedance which is ZO1, and similarly we have impedance ZO2 for the, so second port, so where the incident voltage which is having A2 and reflected voltage which is having B2. So this is only two port network. So now if I take in general, so some I ports or n ports, okay, how we can able to define the incident voltage in terms of the input voltage or incident, whatever the A1 which is we are defining for particularly for a two port network, in general we can define it for I port networks, okay. So now if I consider here the source which is there here V1 and similarly we have V2 here, if I source which we are considering V1 and V2, but in general, so we can take it as Vi. So for a particular port, if I take V2 which is I equal to 2 and I equal to 1 for this one. So in general, if I take Vi as the, so the voltage at the port, so now we can define, so the AI, that what is incident voltage for a particular port, which will be nothing but Vi plus divided by, so root of ZOI. So this is what the incident voltage for a particular port I, okay, so and there is a impedance for a particular port I. So this is what the incident voltage, and similarly we have a reflected voltage for a particular port Vi minus divided by root of ZOI. So where I equal to 1, 2, so whatever up to n number, I equal to 1, 2 up to n number. So this is what generalized incident and reflected voltage. So where we have here, so actual this one AI which is a normalized incident voltage. So whatever we have representing AI which is normalized with respect to the impedance, port impedance, okay. So this is normalized incident voltage. So where AI is the normalized incident voltage and similarly BI is the normalized reflected voltage. And where we have ZOI which is the characteristic impedance of the any ith port, you can take any 1, 2 or whatever it is, that is the characteristic impedance of the ith port, okay. So now if I define complete voltage Vi at any port, which is nothing but Vi plus Vi minus, okay. So it is a addition of incident voltage and the reflected voltage. So now if I write in terms of the AI and BI, that is normalized incident and reflected voltage, so we can write it as Vi plus, which is nothing but, so that is AI into root of ZOI plus Vi into root of ZOI. So this we can write it as root of ZOI into AI plus BI. So this is what your Vi general. So the total voltage at the port which is at I. So wherever you take I equal to 1, 2, 3, whatever it is, this is the total voltage at any port. Similarly, we have the current which is II equal to Ii plus plus, so Ii plus minus Ii minus, so this will be nothing but Vi plus divided by, so Zoi minus Vi minus divided by Zoi. Okay, so this is what, so the Ii. So now we know Vi and Vi minus, Vi plus and Vi minus in terms of the normalized voltages. Now if I substitute that one, so we will going to get the Ii, that is Ii which is equal to Ai into root of Zoi divided by Zoi minus Bi into root of Zoi divided by Zoi. So now we can write this one Ai minus Bi divided by root of Zoi. So this is what your Ii. Okay. So now if I see what is the actual power which is delivered, so for a particular port Pi, which is nothing but half into real part of Pi into Ii complex conjugate. Okay. So this is what we will going to get the power delivery, the real power which is delivered to any I port, that is ith port. Okay. So now if I substitute that one, we will going to get half into, so Vi, you know, so Ai plus the Bi, so divided by, so into root of Zoi. Okay, so this is what we will going to get for Vi, and similarly Ii we know, so Ai minus Bi divided by root of Zoi. So we can take complex conjugate of this one. So now if I multiply this one, so we will going to get, so if I take, since it is a real part, we will take only the magnitudes. So we will going to get Ai square plus Bi square minus Ai into Bi complex conjugate minus Bi into Ai complex conjugate. So since we have to take the only real part, so this will be a purely imaginary, so we can neglect that one. So that's why we will going to get the power, only real power which is delivered, so which will be given by, so this is plus into minus, it will give minus. Okay, so we can write this as minus Bi square. So now we can write the real power which is going to be Ai magnitude square minus Bi magnitude square. So this is the real power which is delivered to ith port. So if I consider any ith port, I equal to 1, 2, 3, whatever it is, so that we can have the power which is delivered to the ith port, the real power, or so net power which is delivered to the ith port. So okay, these are the generalized voltage and current and power for any particular port which is having different impedances, characteristic impedances. Okay. So now if you can define the generalized matrix for this. Okay. So if I take generalized scattering matrix, okay, for the different port impedances in terms of normalized incident and reflected voltage, we can write the scattering matrix as B equal to S into A. So where B is the reflected voltage and A is the incident voltage, that is normalized with respect to the port impedances Z0. Okay. So now we can define S11 in terms of, so if I take a 2-port network, okay, as I took earlier, so that is A1 which is incident, B1 which is reflected, and similarly A2 which is incident, B2 which is reflected. Okay, which is having a different port impedances Z1 and Z02. So if I take this 2-port network, we can define the S parameters for this 2-port network where the port impedances are different. So this one S11 we can write it as the B1 divided by A1, where A2 which is equal to 0, and we can write this as input reflection coefficient. And similarly we can write S12 which is equal to B1 by A2, where A1 equal to 0. Okay, and this is the, so the transmission coefficient from port 2 to port 1. Okay, So transmission coefficient from port 2 to port 1, or we can write it as this one, reverse transmission coefficient. Okay, and we can have S21, which is nothing but B2 by A1, where A2 equal to 0. Okay, so this we'll call it as the transmission coefficient. Okay, transmission coefficient from port 1 to port 2, or we can write it as the forward transmission coefficient. So this S21, and similarly S22, which is the, so which is nothing but B2 by A2 divided by, that is when A1 equal to 0. So this we can call it as the output reflection coefficient, gamma out, or we can write reflection coefficient at port 2, so with port 1 matched. So this one, port 1 matched the reflection coefficient at port 2, and similarly here reflection coefficient at port 1 when port 2 is matched. Okay, so these are all the generalized scattering parameters for two port network where the impedances are different. Okay, so this is what the generalized S parameters for two port network, so where the impedances are different. So any doubt in this, anybody? Hello, Kavya, understood? Namita, Kishore?
Yes, sir.
Okay, any doubts? Chakshu?
Sir?
Understood? Any doubt?
No, sir. No doubts.
Okay, so then we'll stop here and we'll continue the class. So I will take one more class on Monday, so I will tell the timings. So wait for a minute, I'll take the attendance because many people are absent, don't know why. Okay, so then we'll discuss Monday. I'll take one more class.